right, guys, let's talk about what's up this week. This is the week of the 12th of April through the 18th of April, 2021. And we are coming off of our Aries New Moon. That was a pretty big deal. Well, hello. You can listen to that video if you are curious as to the hows and whys. The most important thing is that what we're carrying into this week, of course, is our Aries moon, but that's about to pop right into Taurus. But this Pluto square Venus, right? And so we talked about that as the light in the darkness. Okay. And so let's look through, let's talk about, okay? So on Monday, what happens early in the morning is that the moon also squares Pluto, right? Because, of course, you know, that moon is going to jump right by Venus. And so we have Venus and the moon square with Pluto. So that's the light and the light in the darkness. So this is about your internal feelings and your external feelings needing to come into alignment in order for them to be offered for transformation. And here's the deal. Venus and the moon in fire are expressive and impulsive. And so you might feel kind of hot and bothered and ready. Like we talked about last week, right, being our go week. Of course we did. And so that might be a kind of a juicy day. And then that moon rolls into Taurus, right? And then on Tuesday, the moon conjuncts Uranus. So this could be a big shift and a big change in your feelings. And then that moon comes into square with Saturn saying, well, that's great. I see how you feel. What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? The North Node is also trining Saturn, giving you the power to shift and change whatever you'd like. And our Aries Sun is going to sextile a Gemini Mars, giving you the drive, right? And the power and the available ideas. Whatever change you have been working on making, it's happening, y'all. Just get out of the way. And then on Wednesday, the moon sextiles Neptune, right? How do you feel about that? And also Venus moves into Taurus, right? Big deal, big deal. And on that same day, Mars in Gemini sextiles Uranus, right? So there's a lot going on. This is about really feeling into the depths. And as Venus moves into Taurus, we're going to experience kind of a return to that very sensual experiencing. Like we know what we want to experience with Venus in Taurus. We know how to feel what we want to feel because we've been working on that, right? And the moon is going to trine Pluto, allowing us to pull from our feelings and transform exactly what we want to, what we want our experience to be, right? We're going to be asked, how can we transform ourselves into the person who can receive it? Right? And as such, that is a question of how are you holding yourself back, right? But it's about transforming yourself, right? Not the situation. I mean, you know, that's kind of that coming in ass backwards with the science of manifestation. It's never about really what do you want. Oh, it's just like a big tree with all sorts of stuff on there that you can pick. No, no, no. It's more like pulling the sword out of the stone. You've got to be that person who can be in receipt of what it is that you want. And as Venus moves into Taurus and the moon sextiles Neptune and Gemini sextiles Uranus, right? This is about really being able, having the skills and the capabilities to shift and change what we want, and ourselves to match up with the alignment. I knew that was coming out, of what's going on, right? And then the moon moves into Gemini. On Friday, the sun squares Pluto. Again, right, we are talking about how can I change myself to become the person who can be in receipt of these things that I am calling to me. On that same day, the moon squares Neptune and Mars trines Jupiter. Well, guess what? This is about really being able to plumb the depths of your feelings and then pull yourself back out in your own newness, right? This is the opportunity to really recreate yourself, which is a beautiful thing, from that deepest place where you don't need to speak about what you want, right? You just become it and then you receive it. Saturday is kind of a busy day, guys. We have Mercury conjuncting the Sun, sextiling a moon, okay. Mercury and the Sun are conjunct. They are sextiling Mars and the Moon and Jupiter, right? And then Jupiter and Mars and the Moon are trining. So again, this is really another day about being able to put your feelings into action. So please be mindful of what it is that you're feeling. Mars is in conjunct Pluto. So make sure that what you are calling in is that thing you are really looking to amplify, right? And also Pluto is squaring that Mercury and Sun. So again, just be sure that this is what you're looking to do, because the moon slides into Cancer later on this day. And what happens when the moon goes into Cancer is that things get a little more quicksandy. They get a little, with that Gemini moon, that's all about ideas. Well, with that Cancer moon, it's all about feelings. And so on Sunday, the moon squares Chiron and sextiles Uranus. If you are not careful, you are going to have some challenges creating those what you wants, right? The Sun is conjunct Mercury, right? That perfects on Sunday. And as such, again, this is a really good abracadabra day if you can stay out of those Chiron feelings, right? If you can access your healing energy as opposed to your wounded or victimized energy, right? And since the moon is sextiling Uranus, you have the opportunity to do that. Also, the moon is in conjunct Saturn. You have the power to do that. It's about your choices, right? So being mindful of your choices on Sunday is going to make all the difference. All right, let's talk here. So on Monday, we're coming off of that new moon energy, right? So we've got the Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Let's talk about this. The Eight of Wands is forward movement, rapid forward motion, right? This is go. I told you it was the go week, right? And that's what it is. And the Four of Wands, right? This is that card of happy life, right? Of well-earned happiness. And again, if we've been doing the work, those Moon and Venus aspects to Pluto give us the opportunity to reel those things in, right? Especially as we start that day with that Aries moon, we really have access to that power. And then as the moon moves into Taurus, right, we have the capacity, the stamina, the endurance, not just to keep our energy up, but to really dig in and be in, what's the word I'd like to use here? In the energy of creation, right? In the holding space for what we are calling in, right? That space of foundation, that space of resource, that space of how we get what we desire, how we get, you know, Venus, right? Venus is about desire, how we call in what we desire. And as that moon moves into Taurus, you know, pay attention, pay attention. All right, look, Tuesday, we've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So the moon has moved into Taurus, right? And the moon is going to conjunct Uranus, which is also in Taurus. So let's contemplate here. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about mastery, right? It's all about work. It's all about being in creation of that which you desire because you are willing to do the work. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is that energy of gifts from the universe, right? And we know gifts from the universe, they have to be received in gratitude and then put into action. There's no better way to put those things into action than to dedicate yourself to that practice, right? So the moon is squaring Saturn. You have the opportunity, right, to really find that place of tension, to be in sustained creation as the North Node is trining Saturn. That is how we shape our destiny. What are we? What are we? We are what we do every day, right? We are our routine. We are the ways that we resource ourselves, the way that we call our wholeness, right? Our what we have, our who we are into fullness. And with the moon sextiling Mars on this day as well, this is all about creating yourself in motion, right? Hello, little key. Creating yourself and your happiness in motion, right? We don't create anything in stagnation. We have to be moving to get there. On Wednesday, right, this is that day that Venus moves into Taurus. And then we've got that Gemini Mars sextiling our Uranus in Taurus. And the moon also sextiling Neptune, right? And the moon trines Pluto. So again, this is about really feeling into those places where we have the opportunity to create ourselves as who we want to be. We've got Judgment. Okay, these are, again, we've got two divine energy cards here. This is renewal. This is rebirth. This is that place to stand in witness, right? And notice where you are, how you got there, where do you want to go, where are you going, what has the divine called you here for, why are you here, right? And as Venus moves into Taurus and has these activations with Neptune and the moon and Mars and Uranus, these are all opportunities, right, to create from our depths. What are you going to create? Well, you're going to create love, because that is the spark of creation. That is the energy of transformation. That's the fuel of everything we do. And if love is not the fuel of everything you do, then I suggest you might really want to consider your source. That's what resourcing, ta-da, is all about, right? How you get this energy, this fuel, right? These impulses, this juice in your life. You don't get it by plodding. You get it by experiencing and allowing and then creating from, with love as your foundation, right? And if this is go week, what are we creating? If not this foundation of love, right? In the things that we do over and over again, given from the universe to us in order to create in divinely blessed love and renewal. Yeah. On Thursday, the moon moves into Gemini. Of course it does. We have the King of Swords, who is, he's our king of ideas. He's our king of expressive words and concepts, ideas, right? Swords are about sharing information, and he's just not quite sure he wants to share, right? That Queen of Swords, she'll share her ideas. She's the embodiment of the Swords energy. But the king, he's a little bit reserved. And if we look at how these two are mirroring one another, right? The Chariot is balanced forward motion. Balanced forward motion. So here we might be applying our ideas. The moon moves into Gemini, right? We might bog ourselves down a little bit with our thoughts instead of our feelings, right? The Chariot is the card of Cancer, which we don't get to for a couple of days. This moon is going to sit there in Gemini. But this is reminding us that energy is coming, right? That energy is coming. Paying attention to what we are in, right? And perhaps not letting our ideas slow our roll, right? We are on a roll. It just depends on where you're rolling, right? That has everything to do with where you end up. On Friday, the Sun squares Pluto. The Moon squares Neptune. Mars trines Gemini. Okay, look, let's talk about this. The Hanged Man is a card of suspended animation. Again, we've got forward motion. We've got a little womp womp, pull back the reins here. And then we have the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is that card of certainly divine rumination, but also of suspension, of waiting, of feeling like you are unable to move forward. Now here's the thing. We have the Two of Cups, right? We've got Judgment. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got love and fulfillment and contentment all over this reading. And then we get the Ten of Cups. This is a mirror here. This is all of this in coalescence, right? So this week you have the opportunity to really dig into your love, your abundance, right? This is the card of it all coming together. This is the card of happy family life. This is the card of what you have worked so hard for, right? And how you got here. And the love within, inherent in this energy, right? This is the, these are all mirrored cards, but this is about, right? I think my ideas are in the way of my progress. Well, that's okay, right? We talked about how can I become the person who is in receipt of all of the things that I want. That's what we're working on this week, right? How can I become that person? And what is it that I really want? Well, on Saturday, we've got all of those crazy sextiles, right? Mercury and the Sun conjunct, sextiling Jupiter, and a Mars Moon conjunction. And that Mars and Moon conjunction trining Jupiter. So this is really a question of, do I lead with my communications, right? I have these ideas, these things that I want, this way that I wish to be, right? Mars and the Moon in Gemini. All of these possibilities. Well, the page comes in with some new ideas, right? Perhaps some new ideas on how we get where we're going, or how we at least frame what we wish to frame, right? Especially with that Sun square Pluto the day before. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit stuck or stagnant in pursuit of my what I want. Well, guess what? this shows you, right? We've got that Pluto squaring that Mercury Sun, that no matter what is behind it, no matter the emotional turbulence back here, that you understand how to balance your resources, internal and external, your heart and your life, your emotions and your mind, your soul and your practical existence, and that these ideas are not just ideas, right? They're practical solutions for you in terms of who it is that you need to become and what you wish to express in this world in order to gather your energy, that no amount of emotional turbulence can disassociate you from your idea of what you want in this world, right? And then the moon moves into Cancer, y'all. And so on Sunday, we've got the Page of Cups and the Eight of Cups. We had the Eight of Cups, I think, last week as well. So the Page of Cups is all about new ideas about love, which is, perfect because we have this journey of our heart's desire this week, right? We move into it, right? We know what it is, right? We think, well, yeah, I'm willing to work for it. And the universe says, yes, 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 yes. Look at that. It's time. We're going to work through this rebirth, this renewal into this beautiful divine love. But then, the moon does a little bit of, oh, wait a minute. What if I'm just not sure? What if I might be scared. Maybe I'm just a little nervous. Maybe I've got some ideas that didn't work out so well last time. So maybe I'm just going to take a breath and just hold on. Well, okay, you can take a breath and just hold on, but you already know what needs to happen. You already know how you get here. You already know what this journey means, right? This is your gateway, your portal. Well, maybe those ideas aren't so crazy, right? Maybe I can figure it out. Maybe I understand how this is going to bring me forward emotionally. So then we have this Page of Cups and the Eight of Cups, right? The Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that are not emotionally healthy for you. Things that are not, let's not even call it healthy, okay? But this is the moon square Chiron, and this is the moon sextile Uranus, right? This is, I know what my heart needs, and I'm going to journey toward, right? Even if it means that I'm leaving something behind, right? I think it's significant that we have these two eights here, right? The Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, right? This is forward motion and day to day, day to day, day to day, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to get where I'm going to go. And at the end, we discover, well, in order to get to all of this amazing, divinely blessed love, right? Again, right here, I'm going to have to leave something behind. What is it? What is it? Well, guess what? You know what it is. You know what balanced forward motion feels like, and your ideas might be keeping you behind. But you know what it is. And as the sun conjuncts Mercury on Sunday and the moon squares Chiron, calling into stark contrast those parts of you that have been wounded and might need healing or are looking for healing, you will be able to know exactly what it is, right? And with that moon in conjunct Saturn, you will be able to create. Sorry, I'm just trying to get here. We'll just do it that way. You'll be able to find those ways to create from your foundation, right? Saturn just wants you to be, okay, Saturn just wants you to be responsible. See, that's funny. Round and round, y'all. No kidding. All right, let's figure it out here. Round and round, indeed. Number 25. The spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and the lessons learned. Yep, okay. You are wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamic? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating a story with someone who may not look similar, but who you attracted because of your acquaintance with their energy. You have been drawn to that person for the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, and that's fine as you get to do things again, only differently this time. For you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game, right? So this is all about knowing and understanding what your highest and best is. And wow. And perhaps being unaware of how to get back to it, right? I mean, what is this week, right? This is, I'm going, well, maybe not, and okay. But by the end of this week, you have made that cycle, right? You understand. The Page of Cups is all about love, right? This is all about how I'm witnessing the divine in my life, how I'm calling the divine in, how I'm bringing myself out of stagnation, how I am creating, right? We've got a lot of pages. We've got a lot of these eights, right? This is beautiful. I love these eights. That's that lovely polarity, right? We've also got 18 here. So everything is energy, including you, right? So this is about being a witness to the cycles, to the messages, to what Spirit is trying to tell you, to what the universe is delivering you, and to what the universe has handed you and blessed you with over and over again. My motion, my emotions, my acceptance, my holding back, my feeling completely stuck, even though I know what I want, right? I mean, look, here we go. If you need some images for the week, I would like you to hold on to these, right? This is about you and your heart's desires. This is about you having the ability to call it all in. Actually, you've already called it in. It's just about where you're in acceptance or resistance. In acceptance or resistance, right? Here's the deal. This is about knowing that you're fully resourced. It's about knowing that your heart is taken care of, and it's about faith, right? Everything is energy, including you. Well, guess what? Everything is energy, including you. And if you don't think that the way that you come back is exactly the way that you leave, you haven't been paying attention, right? You're going to do it over and over again until you learn. In the meantime, what you're avoiding is all these divine blessings. So contemplate your cycles this week. Contemplate all of this big Pluto energy and these amplifications. Up next week, we've got Mercury and the Sun both moving into Taurus. Yeah, and Mars moves into Cancer shortly, guys. And yeah, things are about to shift and change. So be in it, right? And kind of know that you're here to be in it to win it. Right? It's not about boo-hoo. It's not about, man, this is a bummer. It's not about getting caught up in your ideas. It's about being in your experience, right? Venus moves into Taurus, guys. This is about digging in and finding that juice in life. This is about finding the wholeness of your experience, the blessedness of your experience, and not being in resistance to it. So dive in. It's go time. Do your things. And I will definitely talk to you probably Wednesday when Venus moves into Taurus. We shall chat again. Until then, be blessed and take care.